Hey guys, thanks again for coming back. This time I'm going to show you guys how I did my motor mount installs. I actually installed the driver's side one when I was doing my RBC installs, and I also did the rear mount when I was putting on my race header. Then finally today I went ahead and finished the passenger side one, knocked that out. So we'll start with the driver's side one and I'll show you how that's done first, so stay tuned. I went and took the battery and the tray out to give me a little more room to this mount right here. First things first, take this bolt out, then I'll probably remove that one, move that out of the way. Then work on these other ones since I'll be able to have access underneath of it by then. Also, if you're unaware to do mounts, you need to just jack the car up and support the weight since you won't have the mount to support the weight. So I want to show you something. I just got the driver's side mount out. If you look at the original, the bushing is actually on the frame bracket attached, and the support to the top of the transmission doesn't have it in it. But the dashboards have the mount in the support, and the piece that goes on the frame doesn't have it. It's interesting, they changed it, but it should work. It looks nice. So quick tip, when you put the new mount on, make sure you put this bracket and this together while you slide it down. Otherwise you'll never be able to get this bracket back in there because it'll hit this edge right here from that little place where the bolt goes through. Basically put the whole thing in one piece. Or I suppose you could take the battery tray out to be able to get that to slide back there without interference with this. I didn't do that, however. And also the bolt back there that goes to the framing, that is a really pain in the butt to get in on these dashboard mounts. I finally got it. Torquing down these right now. The frame bolts and the transmission bolts are 47 according to the forms, and this center bolt right here is 40 foot-pounds. Alright, so everything's been torqued down, mounts in, battery tray's back in, battery's back in. Still got a disconnector because I'm working on the car, but that side's done. On to the next side. So while I've been working on my header install, I went ahead and I'm going to do the rear motor mount down here. All you have to do though to get this out is take that bolt off, that one, and the one right next to it. So there's only 3 bolts holding it in right there. And you need to take the center bolt out of the mount, which is right there, and you should be able to pull it out backside. With the header and the exhaust piping being out of the way, it'll make it really easy. And then I'm going to replace it with the dashboard one. Alright, so the new mount's in. I had to fiddle with the jack a little bit to get the middle bolt lined up first. Make sure you tighten these 3 down first, and they're 43 foot-pounds of torque, and then this last middle one is 47 foot-pounds. Alright, so I only have one more mount to do. It's the passenger side mount that connects to the engine, and I'll show you what I need to do to get that one out. Alright, so to replace this mount, you're going to have to probably move this power steering reservoir out of the way a little bit, and you might even need to move this out of the way just a little bit, the ABS unit, to get to this bolt right here. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take this ground wire bolt out and probably go ahead and take the center bolt out of the mount. This mount has 3 bolts. There's one underneath the power steering reservoir, and then the other 2 that connect to the engine. Alright, so first I'm going to take the ground bolt out. Go ahead and move the power steering reservoir out of the way. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and loosen the center bolt and these 2 17mm bolts. You're probably going to need an open-ended wrench for this because of the stud on the top of it. And I'm going to need a breaker bar. Alright, let's try this again. There you go. Go ahead and loosen these other 2. And you're going to need to open it or wrench for that third one. Alright, set that aside. Take that one off. That one out. Now this middle piece should just come right off. Like that. Alright, now you need to loosen these 3 14mm bolts. And you're going to guys. So looks like I'm gonna have to loosen and move the ABS unit out of the way because I don't have a crow's foot wrench. It's just held in by a couple 10mm bolts. There's one. There's one up here. And there's a third one down kind of far. Might need a couple of extensions to get to it. That one right there. Now the whole ABS unit's free, so you can probably just kind of push it out of the way and maybe get a socket on that. One, two, three. Now the whole mount should lift out. There you go. Alright, so if anybody knows how to remove these mount studs, I think there's one here and there's also one on the transmission mount. Yeah, that one right there. If anybody knows how to remove those, let me know in the comments below. I'm sure that's why these Hasports come with an extra bolt to take the spot of that. So just let me know. Alright, so since I bought this mount used, the guy was using it to test fit, but he never actually used it on the car. Should be oriented the right way. It probably used to come in two pieces, and you might be easier actually to put this piece down first and then followed by a secondary piece. But let's see if it'll fit right in there as it is. Alright, so in my case it's not oriented right, so I'm going to readjust it before I even put this on. Alright, so on the Hasport mount, it looks like this center bolt right here lets you swivel adjust the arm. It's got an underbolt that threads together in the top, so all you gotta do is take this top bolt out, readjust this arm after you get it to where it needs to be in the car, put this bolt back in the top and tighten it down as proper torque spec. Let's try this again. Rotate the bottom half to where it needs to be to sit properly. Alright, so once you get this oriented the right way, just go ahead and loosely tighten down the 3 frame bolts. No wonder everybody removes all this shit. ABS, power steering. It's always in the fucking way if you're working on actually stuff that matters. Go ahead and tighten the 3 bolts up after you get them started. Alright, so once you get these 3 bolts back in, you can torque them down to 40 foot-pounds. Alright, next I'm going to put this center bolt back in. I'm not going to torque that one yet. And then install the other bolt that connects it to the engine block. Go ahead and torque that one down. And put your last and then don't forget to reattach your ABS unit back if you loosen it like I did. Alright, finally go ahead and attach your ground back to the top of the mount. I'll probably end up getting a new nut for this just to make it look prettier. For the time being, I'm just going to leave it like that. Alright, and then just go ahead and put your power steering reservoir back where it was, and this side's complete. So that's the last one of the 3. There's 1, 2, and probably can't see this back one, but it's down there somewhere. Yep, right there, 3. Alright guys, so that's the end of the motor mount install video. It was a fun little project. I kind of did them, you know, as I did other things in the car, just so I wasn't going back to the same location and doing them again. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments below. And thank you for watching. Have a good one, guys. Bye.